Hey everybody, it's your girl Miss Jennifer Pink, and we are going all the way live. I'm back. You missed me? I know you missed me. Just giving it a few moments for people to hop on. I know I'm a few minutes late. We are going to blame it on my assistant because she wanted to ask me 50 million questions. Ha 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 ha. But I am on. And we are going to be talking about the superhero single mom, the super single mom, however you'd like to just label her. That's what we're about to talk about. It's about to get real, y'all. Over just a little bit. Hey, Janelle. I just blame my being lateness on you. Ha ha. Okay. So if this is your first time tuning in, if you are like, who are you? What are you talking about? I am Miss Jennifer Pink, known affectionately as the Single Mom Sage because of my unique mission to support single moms on their journey in moving from surviving to thriving. Yes, we can thrive. Yes, we will thrive. And I want to show you how. So that's who I am. That's what I do. And I'm sure you're like, well, who gave you authority, right? Like, who decided that you were the authority? Me and Jesus. That's really the only way I can put that. This is my purpose. This is my passion. Thank you, Amy. This is my purpose. This is my passion. This is why I am who I am. This is what I was born to do. And this is what I do. So let's get into it, right? I am a single mom of 3 kids. I have 3 babies, 12, 9, and 4, right? Well, almost 5. And yes, I used to wear the cape. I used to be a super single mom. I used to think I had to do everything, right? I needed to be Miss Independent. I don't care what he does, what he doesn't do. I don't care what nobody says. I'm going to make this happen. And I'm going to just be amazing, right? Like, that's what I thought. That's what I believed. I tried it for many, many years, as many of you are doing right now. And yeah, it didn't work so well. I was always frustrated. I was always tired. I was always overwhelmed. I always felt like nobody was there to support me. I always felt like people didn't get it. I always felt like I was on a desert island alone, and there were 3 of them and 1 of me, and they outnumber me. It's just too much. It was too much, right? And so then I got into this space where I was like, well, maybe if I just had a man, maybe if I, had a husband, a boyfriend, someone to fill in the gaps, someone to do what I can't do, then everything will be better. That didn't work out so well, because when you are desperate for someone to just fill in the gaps, someone to just do what you can't do, you allow a whole lot of mess in your life, right? You allow a man who is not meant for you, a man who is not going to do you well, a man who is not going to help. At the end of the day, you allow a whole lot of mess in. So that didn't work. I know some of y'all have tried it. Y'all don't have to say that was me, because I know you did, because I did. We all do. It's what we do. Not only are we lonely, but we're in need. So we just like, anybody, somebody, please come in here and fix this and help me. And then you go, okay, I made a mistake. I had a baby, maybe with somebody I shouldn't have. I had a baby when I shouldn't have. Whatever. You just start to take full responsibility, but in such a way that you absolve everyone else of their responsibility in the situation. Meaning, it's like you take your backpack and you fill it up with all the burdens that you have, and you just carry it 24/7, 365. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do that either. we ain't got to live like that. We do not have to live like that. That is not what we have to do. We don't have to do any of those things. If you are a single mom on this Facebook Live and you're watching this, please share this with other single moms you know as it's live. Don't wait till it's over. Share it now. Let's get more single moms tuned in right now so that they can get this message now. Okay, so let me just put the disclaimer out there. I don't have a magic pill. I don't have a magic potion. I cannot make your responsibilities, your to-do list magically go away. I can do none of that. No one can do any of that. Easier said than done when you have no one. Okay, so for y'all that don't know the story, I had no one. I was out on the desert by myself, right? I did have family members, like my mom was there, my grandma was there, but it was like on their terms. Like we help our way. And anybody who is a single mom knows that almost is worse. Like, don't help me your way, help me my way, right? Because I can't get out of my path and my program to give it into yours, so to speak. Hey, Lynette. So I felt completely alone, like completely by myself. Like it was just me, all here by myself doing this thing. And then I realized I am one person. I can only do so many things. My list can only be this long in one day. I don't have any support system, not even anyone to help their way. It's true. That is very true. That is true for all of us. At the end of the day, though, we are one person. Just one. Just you. You cannot be you and her. You cannot be you and him. You cannot be you, him, her, them, and you. You can only be you. That's it. That's all you can be. So what do? How do you make it happen? You've got kids that you want to do more for. You have kids that you want to have, in everything. You want to expose them to everything. You want them to play sports. You want them to do the arts. You want them to do really good in school. So that might mean tutoring. You have a job. You've got to get there every day. You've got bills you've got to pay. So what do? Like, what can you do? First step, say, I am one person. I can only do what one person can do. I can only do what I can do. That's the first step. Hey, Justin. Hey, Keisha. That's all you can do is say that I am one person. Then after you realize and you come to the realization, because I'm going to be real with y'all, most of y'all are operating like you are more than one person. You have a strong belief that you are superwoman, superhero. I am mother, father, grandma, auntie, uncle, cousin, brother, sister. You're not. You are one person. So come to that realization first. Decide today, I am one person. And then you prioritize. Is your child going to die if they are not in flute this year? Nope. Is your child going to never make it into college if they don't play football this season? Nope. Is your child going to fail at life if they don't have a private tutor that you have to go meet with Monday through Friday? Nope. Are you going to spontaneously combust and die if you don't have 4 jobs to pay every single bill? Nope. Are you going to lose your mind and go crazy if you try to accomplish all of that? Yes. So prioritize it. What is most important? What has to happen no matter what? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We got to have a place to live. We got to have food to eat. I gotta go to work to make some kind of money, and you gotta go to school. That's what has to happen. That's it. Stop worrying about what Susan over there is doing and how she's able to do 10 different things. Stop worrying about Jill down the street who's got a superstar athlete kid, and you know your kid is just as talented, but you can't do all that she's doing. Stop driving yourself crazy trying to pay for 10 different sports when you are barely able to keep the lights on. Stop. Because you don't have to do any of it. All you have to do is have a roof, have food, go to work, go to school, and be the best mother you can be. Here's a news flash. The best mother you can be is not what you buy your kids. It's not what you expose your kids to. It's the lessons you teach your kids. It's the motivation you give them. It's the self-worth you teach them. That's what's best for your kids. Here's another good one. What's best for your kids is when you heal yourself, when you work through your own problems, when you figure out what is wrong with you. That's what's best for your kids, not the extracurricular art activities, not the sports, but what's best is what you can do. I was driving myself crazy because I am unable to do what I want from my daughter, the extras. Right. You're driving yourself crazy. Not your kid, not even your baby daddy or your baby mama, if we got men listening. You are driving yourself completely bonkers. So stop doing it. I stopped. I decided I didn't have to live up to their expectations. I didn't have to live up to the way they thought it should happen. My kids did not do any extracurricular activities for probably the last 2 years because I said I can't do it. Here's another big one. Everyone in my immediate circle outside of my village support system thought I was bonkers and crazy for trying to build a business while I was a single mom. But here's the thing that they didn't understand. That the building the business was healing me. The building the business was helping me figure out me. The building the business was creating a legacy for my children. They didn't understand that, and that's okay. They don't have to understand it. But I knew that it was what I needed. And building that business is why I now have freedom to take my kids to school, pick my kids up from school, have lunch if I want to with them, sit up there and do the Halloween parade if that's what I want to do today without fear of losing my job or any of those things. And check this out. Before I left my amazing job, because I tell everybody I loved my job, it was amazing. Before I left it, I had that freedom. Before I left it, I had those options. Why? Because I created my environment. What did I want more than anything? Yes, I wanted more money. I needed a better job. I needed to make more money. Yes, 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 yes. But what I really wanted was a space that I could be me, a space where they celebrated Jennifer, a space where they knew I was a single mom and they gave me grace and mercy, a space where they gave me the opportunity and the ability to say, I gotta go, my kid's sick. I'm going to be late because of X, Y, and Z. And it wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't life shattering. But I had to create that space. I had to own who I was. I had to know what I wanted, what I needed. And then I had to work at manifesting those things. See, all of this is about you making the decision. You deciding. Right? And Kia, I'm with you. I want to give my kids extras. I want my children to have the extras of life. I want my children to experience things that I've never experienced. My daughter Jocelyn, she is really great artist. right? Like she can draw and it's amazing. She's really into fashion, and I really want her to, she says this is her passion, this is her purpose, and I really want her to be able to open up and expand and learn this, right? I know nothing about fashion, so I can't teach her. So instead of looking into the art schools that I cannot afford, not gonna happen today, we can save up for it, we can make it happen next time, I said, who do I know? Who is into this thing that I know? And it started with my girl, Kenya. Hey, this is what you do. Do you mind my daughter interning with you? Do you mind, giving her some wisdom, giving her some knowledge, and letting her sweep up your shop? Guess what? She said yes. We never got to do it because I relocated. But guess what that would have did? That would have gave me babysitting, right? Because my daughter would have been somewhere else, taken care of, watched over, cared for, gave her worth ethic, gave her the ability to learn what she was really trying to learn in life. See, so you do have a support system and a village. It just may not look like what you think it should look like. Right now, I'm in Atlanta, and my really good friend, my assistant, my co-business partner, she a whole bunch of things. She's into fashion. What do I do? Hey, so you want to draw a Jocelyn? Hey, so you guys want to learn how to sew together? Maybe I'll go buy her a used sewing machine for Christmas and y'all can play with that. Guess what? I'm feeding into my child. I'm giving her something she wants, she needs, she desires. And it's not breaking my bank. And it's okay to save up for things. My kids wanted to go on a cruise, a Disney cruise. We saved up for it. They knew we were going without the extra toys because this is where we want to go. They knew. They were a part of it. My daughter was talking about recycling bottles and cans so she could have spending money on the trip. Your kids, it's okay for them to know the truth of the situation. I'm not saying show them the past due bills and all of that, but it's okay for them to know you are one person. You can only do one set of lists of to-do lists for the day. And would they rather have a happy mommy that is coming home, cooking, giving hugs and kisses and smiles and greeting, or would they rather you be Cruella de Vil telling everybody to get away from you because you're overwhelmed, you're tired, you're frustrated, you're mad, you're burnt out? What would they prefer? Every kid will prefer the happy mommy that gives hugs and kisses and loves and all that great stuff than the mommy who's cussing us out and yelling at us all the time. So we've got to make the decision. We've got to and just be real about it. You are one person. You can only do one set of to-do lists. Prioritize. Make it plain. Make it clear. Let them know. If your kid wants to do something and it's something that costs, research, spend some time, figure out, is there a free option? Is there something that we can do that's much cheaper than the expensive option? We don't have to do the Taj Mahal. We can do something, maybe the Hyatt. Take the time to research it, figure it out. We all want the best for our kids. We want the best. But the best doesn't have to cost you yourself. The best is the best that you can provide. Sometimes you feel like you're failing as a mom, and then you hear stuff like this. You're not failing. If you can only do 10 things today, you can only do 10 things today. Now, if you're being lazy, sitting on the couch, not making things happen, that's a whole nother story we got to talk about. But if you're at work for 8 hours, there's only so many hours of sunlight after, there's only so much you can do before, that's just the reality of the situation. Make it something interesting. On Saturdays when you're off work, I know you want to spend time with the kids, but you probably got a to-do list that you got to do. Get them involved in it. Okay, we got to go grocery shopping. Here's the list. Let's tear it up in 3 parts. You know, if your kid's old enough, you go do this list, you do this list, and I do this list. And then they go like, they're part of it. It's fun. It's spending time. And you got your to-do list done. You cannot be hard on yourselves, moms. You cannot feel like you're failing, like you're less than, like you're not good enough if all you can do is be you. You've got to realize that that's all you can be. You've got to say that that's enough. That's okay. Here's a tip. When you're trying to be 10 people, let me tell you what you're teaching your children: to be 10 people. Do you want your children to live the life that you're living? Do you want them to be overwhelmed? Do you want them to be frustrated? Do you want them to be running like chickens with their heads cut off? Do you want them to be single moms? Is that what you want for your children? Most of you would say no. I want to wager that all of you would say no. So you've got to teach them something different. See, we're teaching independence. We're teaching do it all by yourself. Get it all done. It's a world of just you on your deserted island. Guess what happens? We have kids that grow up that live that same mentality and that same lifestyle. It's not helping anyone. It's not benefiting anyone. Whereas if we taught our kids, okay, this is our family, me and the kids, this is our family. Let's make it work. Let's make it happen together. Oh, my kids come first, and I make that note immediately. I take off for all of my daughter's school programs. Your kids should come first. But here's this novel idea. You don't have to show up for every program for your kids to know you love them and you support them and you're there for them. You don't have to always be there. Should you be there when you can? Yes. Should you make a conscious effort to show up? Yes. But it is not the end of the world. You are not the world's worst mother if you don't show up. Do you know how many times I was made to feel like I was crap because I didn't show up for the Halloween parade? Or how many times I felt like crap because I wasn't able to volunteer in the classroom? Why? Why do I feel like crap? Because I'm at work being able to provide a roof and food for my kids. Why do I feel like crap? Here's a novel idea that I think sometimes we forget. It took 2 people to make the baby. It takes a man and a woman to make the baby. It takes a man and a woman to raise the baby. If he's not there, you got to do what you got to do, but you can't replace him. You can't substitute what he needs to be doing on your own. You have to only do what you can do. Do it to the best of your abilities without shame, without guilt, without regret, without feeling like less than, without feeling like you suck because you can't do it all. Just do what you can do. Sometimes it's a sucky feeling when you can't. My daughter had a meltdown this week about me not being there for an event today. It makes me feel so sad. Our kids are going to have meltdowns because we can't be there. We can't give them what they want. We can't do what they want. Our kids are going to do that. That is what they are going to do. I don't have a job to go to every day. My son had his Halloween parade at school today and he wanted me to go. I couldn't go because I had to be home because I had to wait for FedEx because something very important money was coming. And if I'm not here, it could get stolen or they may not leave it because I had to sign for it, whatever the case was, right? But does my son think that I don't love him now? No. Does he think that I don't support him? Does he think that I'm not interested in him? No. Even if he has a meltdown, they're children. That's what they're going to do. We as parents allow their meltdowns to translate something into us that we're not good enough. We're not doing enough. That's not what it is. It's a meltdown because they didn't get their way and they're not getting what they want. That's what it is. And accept it for what it is. It's okay to tell your child, okay, mommy can't be there today, but this weekend we'll do something else. It's okay to do that. It's okay to disappoint them sometimes. You're an adult. How many times have you been disappointed? Did you survive? Did you make it through? Did you come out on the other end okay? Life is full of disappointments. I'm not asking you to disappoint your child daily. I'm not asking you to neglect them. I'm telling you to just be you. Be a great you. Be the best you can. Because that's what's most important. That's what's best for our children. Take off the cape. Decide today you're not going to be 10, 15, 20 people. You're not going to get the job done that everybody can do. And just do the best you can do. Who's to say that you get married tomorrow, you have an amazing husband, he totally supports, he totally helps out, he picks up some of the slack, he's all hands-on stepdad. There's still stuff you're not going to get done. There's still stuff you can't pay for. There's still stuff that you can't accomplish. It's what's going to happen. It doesn't matter if you're a single mom, a married mom. It doesn't matter if you have 15 people supporting you, you have a nanny. There's always, well, if you have a nanny and you got a big support system, never mind, because everything should be happening, right? Everything. But I'm just saying, like, something is always not going to get done. Why are we beating ourselves up, persecuting ourselves, stapling ourselves to the stake because we can't do everything? That's not our job description. Your job description is to be a mother, to be the best mother you can be. Your job description does not say that you must provide everything under the sun. Your job description does not say that you must be now the mother and the father because they don't have one. Your job description does not say that you have to be the grandma who's not here because she off living her own life, doing her own thing, and she don't really understand the role of a grandma. That's not what it says. That's not what you have to do. You've got to do what's best for you. You've got to figure out who you are. You've got to figure out what you need to do to heal from your past situations, what lessons you need to learn, and then you got to figure out what is most important for your future. What do you want the future to look like? What does thriving look like to you? Really look like, not the glitz, the glam, the chandeliers, but what does it really look like? Figure that out. Because once you figure that out, then you start working towards that goal and you start doing what you have to do to get there. And it doesn't matter about anything else. Nothing else matters. I promise you, moms, I promise you, your kids will be just fine without the extras. Your kids will make it in life without the extras. But I guarantee you, they will not be fine. They will not make it without you. Without you being the best mother you can be, without you healing from your past, without you getting the lessons that you needed to learn long time ago, they won't be okay. So focus on that. Focus on being the best mom you can be. Focus on doing your best. That's what I want to encourage you guys with today. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I know that this was a really hard message for a lot of us. It was a hard message for me when I was going through it. It's still a hard message for me. There are still some days when I can't do everything. Right? Like I can't be everything. There are some days when I cannot cook and we need to buy something. We need to eat a bowl of cereal. We need to figure it out because I can't do it. There are days when recently I was in a lot of pain. I was in excruciating pain and I didn't do anything else. And my daughter stepped up and she put all the groceries away. If you know my child, that's like an amazing feat. It's like something that has never happened in life, right? But she did it. You know why she stepped up? Because I said I couldn't do it. I said I couldn't be that right now. And I gave her the space to step up. Give your kids the space to become who they're destined to be. Give them the space to step up. Give them the space to be their own people. Of course, you know, I tell you all the time, Jesus stands in the gap all the time for me. And he stands in the gap all the time for you, even when you don't think he is, even when you think you are destitute and truly alone. He's standing right there. But this is a practical message that I wanted to share with you, not something that was just a feel-good message, but something that was practical. Practical ways to really take off the cape. And they are: come to the realization that you are only one person. You can only do one thing. You can only do one set of to-do lists. You can't do 10 people's to-do list, just yours. Then prioritize. Do what you have to do. If there's time to do some extras, great. But do what you have to do. And then here's a new concept: the power of your no. You can say no. You can say no to your kids. You can say no to your family. You can say no to your friends. You can say no to anybody and everybody. Will accept Jesus, but that's a different story. You have power to change the situation. You have the power to take off the cape. So take it off and just be you. You'll be okay. Your kids will be okay. You all will make it through. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this Facebook Live that I did today. I really appreciate you guys' support on this journey. Like I said in the beginning, if you know a single mom, if you are a single mom, share this message. This is a message that needs to get out there. We need to hear this message. And as always, if you looked in the description of this message, there is a link to my private Facebook group. I really encourage you all. I invite you all my single moms, to join the group, because that's where we have the real personal discussions. That's where we have no shame. We have no judgment. Come in there, say what you need to say, get it out, and let's work together and make it happen. Right? That's a private group, a private community that I've created. I'd love for you to join us in that group. I'd love for you to join our community. And until next time, as always, I'm so glad that you needed this. Yay! But until next time, I wish you all love, peace, and baby powder freshness. Mwah!